Alrighty guys, so we're going to do a couple things in this video today. We are going to finish our tutorial with the boat, just to remind you of a couple things and just remind you of some of the tools since I'm not there to help you, and then introduce and get you started on your ornament or keychain project. So if you signed up for my Tinkercad tutorial already, wonderful. If not, help your friends get signed up. So here is the code. If they need it, you can pause it and show it to them. I appreciate it. So remember, you can click this link right here where it says join class to go to Tinkercad, or you can just search tinkercad.com. It's up to you. So when you get to your dashboard, remember you can go under classes and go under Shumway's ELT, or since you should have started this design yesterday, if you go under designs, you should also see our boat that we started. Okay, so whichever way you go, you should be able to find the boat, and then you should be able to click this blue thing that says Tinker This, and it's going to go ahead and open it. I do want to make sure you realize that the little previews and all that may not be accurate, so just realize, like, if it looks like mine, it looked all blank. It's not blank, but it looks like it. So hopefully you named it something that you could tell what it was, so it will eventually load up, and it will have the plane wherever you ended, so it may not be a bad idea to hit your work plane and just put it back down on the bottom here. So again, I just hit the work plane and I just selected the bottom here to make it that blue starting work plane again. Alright, so we're going to add a couple more things to our boat. It's just to kind of review some of the tools, because I know when you're trying to do it on your own, it's nice to have these things to look back at, okay? Alright, so what we're going to do, I want to actually sink my name into the side of the boat. So I kind of turned it so I'm looking at the side. I'm going to take my work plane and I'm going to drag it to the side of the boat. Remember, that means that that work plane is going to be attached to the side here. So anything I put on it, it's automatically going to be on the side of the boat. So I want to name it. So I'm going to bring the text thing over here. So I'm going to click it and drag it. There we go. And it makes it really huge, so we're going to have to shrink it down. But I'm going to go ahead and name it. So this is the SS Bright. Where did my thing go? Alright, so for some reason it didn't like that, so we're going to do it again. Alright, oh, I know what I did. Sorry. So you actually have to select the text thing here and then type. And you can change the font and all that. It's kind of up to you how much you want to do that. You can adjust some of the other settings. This one right here, which is called the bevel, it basically is like how wide the letters are. Like, you see how it's getting kind of chunky and then it gets skinnier. So 0 is kind of the default, and honestly, for the most part, I usually find that pretty easy to read, but I know some of the fonts are a little skinnier. And then, like, the segments here, if you mess with it, it's a little harder to see what it's doing. But what it's doing is actually curving out some of the pieces. So if something's really boxy, you can use the segments to kind of help with that. But again, the font's already kind of curvy on its own. Now the thing is, I want to sink this into the side of my boat, so I'm going to make it a hole. So again, we just selected that right here. I'm going to minimize this so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to shrink it down to a size that's kind of reasonable to be on the side of this boat. And again, I'm going to turn my camera just so I can kind of see where it is and make sure I like where it's placed and everything. And again, because I put my work plane there, it's exactly on the side of my ship. All right, but the thing is, I need to sink it into the side. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of look at it from the top. You see this little cone-looking shape right here? This actually affects how much it is above or below the plane. So if I grab this, remember that this number right here, so this one right here, is showing how far into my shape it's going to go. Alright, so I can decide how deep I want it to go into the side of my figure. And what you can do is, once you've got it kind of where you like it, you think you've sunk in enough, remember, you're going to click and drag to select everything. And then once everything is selected, you can actually group it together and see if you like the way it was cut out. Alright, so again, and sometimes it takes it a minute to realize what's happening. especially since my computer's slow. I apologize. There it goes. Alright, so, and then it's easier if you click off of it to really be able to see what's happening. So I like that. It's just a little inset. It's a little bit better. If you decide to put words on your keychain or anything like that, I suggest that you set them into it instead of having it raised. For some reason, it being inset, it prints better. But it's kind of up to you. Okay, so just realize you can do whichever. It works. All right. Now, I do want to just remind you, just in case you need it, if, say, I didn't like where I placed my SS Bright, I could always select everything again, and I could ungroup it, and then it'll separate it all, and I can just put it back wherever I wanted. Okay, so I want to go ahead and mention this because I accidentally clicked it, but, you know, it's still good to know. So if you have something selected, and say you want to put it at an angle or something like that, so for example, when I'm looking at it this way, you see these arrows on the side. There's actually another one over here, which is kind of like if you're trying to get to one and you can't see it well, it's because you need to get a better angle on it. So for example, this one, if I grab it, it's going to tilt it kind of like up and down. Now, if you're trying to make big jumps, if you go to the middle, it'll make big jumps. If you are farther out, you could actually make like individual degree changes. So just keep that in mind so that depending on how much you're trying to change it, that could be very helpful. But again, if I change the view of it, you'll see that these little curvy arrows move. So this is the one I just used a second ago to make it go up and down. This one will make it turn like toward or away from my boat. And again, if I don't like it, I can always undo it. So say, oh, I didn't mean to do that. I can always hit the undo or Control Z and it'll reset it. And again, I have another one over here which kind of tilts it up and down. Now, if I want to go a certain amount of degrees, like say I want it to turn on its side, I could do 90 degrees. I could do 180 degrees. I could do 270 degrees. That I can actually type in the exact number if I know what that number needs to be. So like if I wanted it on its side, I could click this and do 90 degrees and hit enter, and it moved the whole thing 90 degrees. All right, but again, I don't really want to do that. Okay, so just remember that those, you may have to get a better view to get it to do exactly what you want. Remember, every so often, make sure that you are grouping your stuff together so you can see what's happening. Make sure, especially when you do a hole, that you group it together to see what is happening to everything, to make sure that you're happy with it. So this is a boat. If it's a sailboat, it needs a mast. Okay, so I am going to kind of look at the top here. And I want to actually build in this area right here. So I'm going to click my work plane and I'm going to bring it to the middle here. And remember, it's just going to go everywhere on this flat surface. So I'm going to bring a cylinder over for my shapes. Obviously this is way too thick, so I'm going to shrink it down to whatever I think is reasonable. Now if I want it to be circular, obviously I need to make it kind of taller, so I'm going to click it and make it however tall I feel like. Alright, now I want to remind you that we have our Align tool, which is super nice. So I am going to click everything and select everything. And then I'm going to click my Align tool right here. And again, it's going to give me some options, so I'm going to actually look at it from the top because I really want this mast to be in the middle. So I'm going to pick the middle this side, which makes it in the middle going this way. And then I'm going to click the middle here so that it makes it in the middle going the other direction. Alright, so I like where that is. Alright, so you can kind of turn it around, and what it does, remember, is that it shows you what it's going to try to do. So that little like gold thing is what it's trying to do if you want, if you selected this one. Alright, so I like it right there, so I'm going to just leave it there. Now, if you ever get like where your view is just really wonky and you can't see what you need to do, you can either select the home screen thing right here, and it'll kind of zoom back out to the standard view. Or if you're trying to focus on one thing in particular, like let's say I wanted to look at my mast here, I can click it, and then I can click this little viewfinder kind of shape, and it'll actually zoom in to that piece only. So it's really great when you're trying to do little things on a specific shape. So it just kind of depends. And always you can zoom in and out if you need to. This is one I don't really use very often. It's the flat view. It's like if you were looking at it and it wasn't three-dimensional, which I find just kind of pointless in a 3D thing, but you know, feel free to play with it, see if you like it. So what mast would be complete without a sail? So I'm going to move my work plane onto this post, and you'll notice I can go any side around it. I want to kind of put it at an angle so that my thing will be kind of going at an angle. I just think that looks more fun. But again, it's up to you. Now, one of the tools that a lot of people love is this scribble tool. So I want to show you how to use this. So I'm going to drag the scribble onto this plane. Now, the scribble tool has a couple good reasons for it, but I don't want you to overuse it, okay? So what the scribble tool does is that I can just click and draw whatever I want. So like, let's say I wanted this to be my sail. It's beautiful, I know. But what you'll notice, and it gives you kind of a preview here, is it's hollow. Well, what good would the sail be if it's got a big old hole in it? So let's say instead, I'm going to use this tool right here. It's called Draw Shape. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of click and drag, and what it's going to do is fill in the shape into whatever thing I draw. Right, which can be super duper helpful, but it also can be just kind of jagged. Like you see how it's just kind of, it's not smooth along the sides. When you use the pre-made shapes, it's going to be nice and smooth. Now, if I find that I have little bumps or something that I don't like, I can grab the eraser and I can like fix them up a little bit. But again, you're going to get these kind of like jagged little bits, which is fine for some, but I don't want you to use your scribble tool too much. Okay, so if you're using the scribble tool a ton, then you're not really using Tinkercad the way that it was intended, okay? And I can try to help you figure out the shape that you're actually trying to make. All right, so let's say that I kind of like my shape, and again, you can cut out stuff by using the eraser. So once I like whatever my scribble is, I'm going to hit done, and it's actually going to put it on the plane that I just had. All right, so I'm going to turn it a little bit, but you know, if this is a sail, this is a little you know, thick. So I'm going to grab the height here in the middle, and I'm going to make it kind of thin. So I'm just going to shrink it down a little bit. You're going to want everything to be at least 1. If it's thinner than that, then it's just way too thin, and it's just going to be a little bit too much. All right, so I'm going to turn it, you know, and I can just reposition it on this plane wherever I want. So let's say I want just a little bit of the mast showing at the top. And again, you can tweak it and kind of get it the way you want. All right. But make sure whenever you make anything, it needs to be attached to another piece of this picture. Okay, so that's why I put my plane here, so it would be attached to my mast. You can also, if you wanted to, actually like sink it into the mast, but just realize it's going to look kind of weird if you go too far. But that makes it where it has a better connection, and it will probably print better. All right, but you see that I've got this little line kind of creeping through. So that may come into my print. So I can either not sink it in, or I can make it just a little wider so that it doesn't shine through. And you can do decimals. So like, let's say I wanted to do 1.5 or something like that. You can do that. But it has a thing that says snap grid. And what it does is it counts every 1 millimeter. So it's automatically going to snap to the 1 millimeters. So just know that. So remember, guys, that the whole point of this is that you are trying to make something of your own. So you're trying to make something that is your own, that you're using the shapes that they give you as a starting point to make whatever it is that you're trying to make. Okay, now obviously if I really wanted to spend a lot of time on this, I could make it super in-depth, but I don't want to do all that. I'm just doing this to do the basics. But remember, when you are completely done, you are going to select everything and make sure that it is grouped together. Right? And that you make sure that everything is touching the plane and all that lovely stuff. So once I've done that, I'm going to move my thing back to the bottom. I'm going to click it and make sure, like if I look at this little cone right here, it should say that the bottom is at 0. So that means it's touching the plane. And remember, if I want to keep the original colors that I had, I can click the color thing right here and click multicolor, and it'll change those colors back to what I had. So you can kind of color code it as you go and just make sure that you reset that whenever you group it. So next we're going to look at how to set up our engineering notebook and get started on our project.